Do you know what is more fun than creating my own design? Critiquing yours. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Will Patterson, and today I'm critiquing your designs, whether they're hand lettering, logos, or illustrations, mainly hand lettering and logos. You guys keep sending in emails, so we're just going to keep doing this sort of thing. You guys absolutely love it. So the first one is from Charlie, and Charlie is 17 years old and he's studying design at college. And I'm not too sure what this is. This is a logo to represent himself, so let's have a look. New York State. Oh, that looks cool, doesn't it? Showdown 2017. That is pretty cool. I'm not too sure what it's supposed to be about. I guess if that's a logo, that's a very complicated logo there, Charlie, but I like it. I love the hand lettering side to it, and I love the way that it looks. A little bit down here, we need to fix the D here, and also you've got some bits going on right here where the vectors aren't connected correctly. I would also make this sort of line in between the O down here from Showdown. I'd make that a bit smoother so it looks a bit nicer on the actual O. The S up here as well, I would make that a bit smoother so it looks a bit better. So it actually follows the shape. And the same with the N here. I think it looks pretty cool, but I would like to see it go straight up, not in between or go off weird angles. But I really do like it, dude. I love the colours that you've got going on there. The grey and the yellow and the white and the blacks and everything else. It looks amazing. Really like it. This next one is from Diarel. I think that's the name. I can't pronounce the name, but this is your new logo. And you're a graphic designer based in Brazil. So let's have a look. Oh, I'm adding that to a drive and I shouldn't have done that. But Diarel. I love the serif sort of look you've got going on with the purple, the green. You've also got designer at the bottom, which I guess that's graphic designer. That's what it is at the bottom. The logo looks pretty cool. I'm not too sure if it's a D or what it's meant to be, but I think it looks really nice. What could be cool is seeing either a gradient or more of a gradient on there, or either intersecting the lines so it can look like an impossible shape or something, but that looks really cool. This next one is from Bubbly Teagues. And this is a university project, Tegan Moss Graphics. Cool. So I can tell here you've got like a hexagon or one of those weird shapes with the T and an M in the center of it. This logo, the problem that we have here is that it's not balanced. But what I do like is the fact that you've tried to fit it within a shape to make it look balanced. Now, with logo design, you have to remember it has to sometimes be symmetrical or look overall balanced. Balance is like symmetry, and we have to have this balance. Otherwise, it's not going to look the best when we're actually showing it. What I've also noticed is at the bottom there, you've got some sort of sans serif font going on, and it looks cool, but it might be best if you went ahead and spaced graphics down a little bit lower, just because it looks better, and also maybe get rid of it because you don't actually need it. Or make Tegan Moss smaller and graphics smaller and space the leading out, and then it should look a bit better. But what I'd say generally is just to make sure you keep balance in mind. I wouldn't have done the logo like this because you've got a If you split this down the middle, it looks too far gone on the right. It'd be interesting to see what it's like in black and white too. This next one is from Echo Studios. So we're going to have a look at this logo design here. I can't read all the email, but I'm going to just look at this and do it. So Echo Studios. I said Echo Studios, didn't I? It's Echo Studios. And it's graphic design. Now, what I love here is the choice of like space that you've got going on here. I think this logo design can look really nice. The problem is with this is that there's too much going on, I think. Now, when you're designing a logo, you've got to design it in black first. No matter what anyone else tells you, design it in black and white first, because that's how you know whether the word mark is going to look good by itself. With this, you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors in there. I'm counting the white and all the gradients in between and everything else. You know, you don't want that because that makes legibility a bit more difficult. With studios, what I would do is instead of, if you're going to add color to this, is maybe instead of a vertical color barrier, which is what you've got here from this orangey yellow to the cyan, I would go ahead and make it slanted vertical just to see what it looks like. But from first off, it looks pretty nice. What I would do is I would get rid of this graphic design bit at the bottom and make Eco smaller, or have studios in a different format because it doesn't really work all together. Something like this, what you created here, is a lot better, I think. Aside from the eco bit at the top, I would just get rid of the eco bit at the top and do something else with that. I know it needs to be in the logos, but maybe use some sort of like brush script again to make that look a bit more balanced and a bit more right. This next one is from Glenn Goes Crazy. What a name. This guy's from Holland and he's chosen very, very simple design here, and it's from Glenn Abrahams. But what I do like about this is the fact that you've got this app icon square here. Now, important thing about logo design nowadays is a lot of them have apps. So you have to make sure that when you're designing a logo, you've got to make sure that it looks good with an app too. So it has a nice icon to it. So you either do an abstract iconography or whatever. Now what Glenn Goes Crazy here has done is made an app icon to make sure that it looks good within an app icon. And I think that does. But what I'll do is I would make the whole background white and not have any of this border color here. Just have the whole background white so we can have a look at this logo properly. This next one is from Joan Jabez. Joan Jabez. Sorry, I'm not good at this. So this one is Joan's logo design that she's created because a client cancelled out on her, which happens quite a lot. And what I do is I do like this logo. I think though there is a lot going on within this because you've got many different colors going on. You've got 3 colors, but everything looks a bit too busy. What I would do is I would make sure that the shape is super simple by getting rid of the inner space of the eyes and making it a bit more pronounced. I don't know what the word to use, make it a bit more pronounced. But what I do know is that you've used Cozy Owl and the C and the O, which looks really nice. I would just go ahead and make this into a thick stroke and maybe track all these together somehow, the C and the O, to make it look like an owl. But I do like it. I'd also get rid of this part at the bottom, which is supposed to be a book, I guess. But I really like it. It looks really good for the first official logo design that you've done. This next one is from Graphica Design, and this, I can't pronounce your name that you've given in there, dude, but here we go. Here is his logo, and you know what? I really like this logo. This design would actually be really cool for other designers to see and know that you're a designer, because obviously what you've got here is the pen tool in Illustrator bringing out a spiral, which is really nice. And I love the choice of colors, the black and the really like the nice dark yellow you've got going on there, and the Graphica Design. I would get rid of the R because you don't need that. A lot of people put that on, but you don't need that because you're not a full-on huge company. But I love the layout and the spacing. What I would do though is maybe bring this logo in and make it a bit smaller within this composition, just so it looks like Graphica Design is the first thing you see, because that's what you want people to read first, is Graphica Design, then your little emblem. But dude, this looks awesome. Well done. This next one is from Sam PT. Hey, well, I'm an aspiring 15-year-old graphic designer and I have a YouTube channel called Sam PT. I'm not exactly the biggest channel, but I intend to grow it and become a better designer. I really like this, dude. This looks like this is my type of hand lettering. I really love it, and it would look cool in artwork. One thing I would do would be to, where you've got this lettering here, you've gone ahead and cancelled out the background of it. I would just duplicate this lettering and fiddle around with the opacity of the next duplicate, because what the problem we've got here is that it melts too much into the background, I think. That's just my opinion though. I really like it. And also I would make this part here a bit more pronounced by maybe adding a bit of a bold lettering to it. But I do love this part down here as well. I love the whole idea of this balance and everything else. You've got a really good sense of balance, by the way. I really like it. The lettering fits perfectly within this kind of thing. Well done, dude. I really love it. This next one is from Janice Johnson. Love, love, love your channel. I would love a critique. I started a new graphic design company. I'm afraid I may have to change the name. What are your thoughts? I fear I made it too complicated. Shall I just stick with the vintage logo design with my name? I love the concept that you've got going on here where you're scaling business to new heights. And that's a really cool story for a logo designer to give to a company. The problem that I have here is that this is more of an illustration rather than a logo. A logo is very simple, or if it's hand lettering, the concept is very simple. The reason why I'm disliking it at the minute is because the logo isn't very seen, and you've got people on the logo climbing up and down, which looks pretty cool when you think about it. But when it comes to scaling this up massively, no one's going to really remember this logo. So what I would maybe do is take away the rock climbing on the right hand side and maybe have a woman hanging off the edge of the logo on the right, or a hand or something like that to do with scaling or rock climbing or mountains or something like that. I would suggest that, so you're not confusing people. And also you've got this other color down here. If that color wasn't blue, you wouldn't be able to see it, which you've shown me down here by taking it off. I do prefer the second one. It looks a lot better than the first one. But what I would do is I would try and make sure that scale doesn't have as many people on it, if you get my drift. This next one is from Jack Jones. Here's a logo I made for a made-up company, Confused Square. I really enjoy your work. Thanks, dude. So let's have a look. This is a made-up company, a portfolio piece, I reckon. And this is Confused Square Insurance Company. Now, with insurance companies, what people are looking for are dependable companies that will not go bankrupt. And that's something you've got to keep in mind when even doing portfolio projects, because people who are, or insurance companies that are looking at your portfolio are going to look to see whether you've done your research into the actual business that they've got. Whether it's a doctor's or an apparel business or an insurance business, you've got to have actual research going into these. This whole thing looks like a question mark inside. This is Confused Square, and I get it, and I really love the concept for it. So confused.com, maybe looking for you to do their logo, bro. I do really like it. I would make this a bit smaller again and maybe bring this up a little bit. It's important to have things perceived correctly in a 1:1 aspect ratio like what you've given me here. So make sure that you're getting the spacing correct with the presentation. That's all I have to say, really. There's some other things down here with maybe spacing these bars out a little bit to the left and the right, but that's really about it for that. This is GC Designs, or should I say Gary Cooper. So this is the logo design. Now, what I see straight away is that this would look pretty cool if it was just this logo here in the middle. Now, I know what you've tried to do here. You've gone for the G and the C, and then you've got to have designs somewhere on there. Now, the concept is good, but there's a few fundamental things that I would change about this, such as the fact that you've got many colors on here already. And I don't know what it looks like in black and white, makes me feel a bit iffy, just because I want to see what it looks like when you can't print in color. Not that you will ever not have to do that, it's just be interesting for me to see. I'd also like to see what it looks like, just the C, or taking this part off to make it a G. I would just like it to see the G or the C, because I think it will look a lot better and the balance would be a lot better. Take away designs as well, because I don't think you need that. I would just put it at the bottom of this with the sans serif thing and make this the primary thing. I love the color and the fact that it's 3D. It looks really cool, dude, but I would make sure that you go back, not to the drawing board, but to one of the stages where you can say, oh, I need to maybe make this a bit more simple, or I need to maybe work out just one of these shapes and make that into a G and a C together, not have two different shapes, because it seems very detailed in doing that. This next one is from Ellis Owens, something like that. Now, the only way that I can tell you through a professional perspective what I think of the logo is if you tell me what job it's for, or like what business you're in. I'm going to guess you're in the design business because you've sent it to me. But this is Ellis Owens, or Elise Owens. I can't pronounce names, I'm so bad. I really like the concept that you've got going on here, but one thing I can notice straight away is making this border around here, or the frame, bigger. I want it to see the border become as thick as the E, the L, and stuff like that. I want it to see it as thick as that. Also, Owens at the bottom, I would change that to a font maybe like Century or whatever. Also, take away the purple or add the purple to the borders. Keep everything the one color for this. I think it looks really nice. Also, with this part down here with the squares, what I'll do is I'll make them as thick as the borders. Keep everything symmetrical and awesome. I really do like it though. It's a cool concept. If you could do me a huge favor and share this online on social media to at least 3 people, that would make my day. So thank you so much for watching, guys. You're awesome, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon.